What's going on, guys? It is Holster. We are back again. I hope you've enjoyed the footage of the Doncaster Video Games Market. If you got to see that, I recently uploaded it before releasing this video, which is the pickups. Got some absolutely banging pickups from there. You might see me drinking this exact Monster. Well, not this exact can, but this flavour of Monster in the video. I assure you, I've just cracked this open. I did on the footage video when I was chatting on that. So, yeah, don't worry, it's not the same can from that. Oh, what a wicked day it was, pickups wise and like social wise. It was amazing. So I contacted Stu, Tooty UK, not long before that, because he was selling with his friend Rob, and so yeah, he said, you know, you're welcome to come hang around the stall and, you know, sell a few of your bits with us, whatever, stuff like that. So yeah, I had a few of my bits on the stall as well, so that was a massive help. Thanks so much, man, just to raise a bit more funds to obviously make more pickups at the Doncaster Dome. So yeah, got some amazing bits. So I mean, usually I've found you've really got to dig for them bargains, because a lot of the time you can obviously everyone knows the value of all the games and whatever, the merch they're selling and stuff, so you have got to really dig deep to try find them bargains. And I think out of all these, I did pay top end for a few things, but I did find some decent bargains, and I met some other awesome fellow YouTubers. So massive shout out to Lewis, I can't say your last name, you've got an unusual last name like mine. So massive shout out to Lewis Wishwash 182 and Glory Hunter 82. Scott, massive shout out to you, man. It was amazing to meet you, it was awesome. We had like a really good chat, kept bumping into him when I was doing my rounds, looking around the market and stuff. But yeah, he is the OG Xbox guy, and I mean, he's great to talk to in general, but yeah, like when it was coming to Xbox titles I was looking at, I was coming to Scott saying, "Are you seeing this title? Are you seeing that?" You know what I mean? And yeah, and he was he gave me like a really good bit of like a tip. He said, like, you know, oh, you know, this stall nearby, he showed me where it was. He said, there's this game you're after, there's 2 copies of it, one with a manual, one without, and they're both like varied in conditions. He said you might be able to like make a good copy of it and stuff, so you will see that in this video. So massive thanks, Scott. Yeah, it was awesome to meet you, man, and I'm really glad you and your missus picked up Rugrats Search for Reptar, because she was after that and Stu ended up giving him it. So yeah, it was awesome to see him pick that up. That's an absolute classic. You see how much I love that. If you've been on this channel for a while, I've obviously done a playthrough of that, because I love it that much, like my childhood. So yeah, anyway, who else did I meet? So I'd already met Stu at the last Doncaster Video Game Market, met Bobbert for the first time, met Craig, who was selling just behind us. Craig kindly gifted me a Sega Saturn game. It was like a cheap game. I went to give him the money for it and he said I could have it. He was like, I watch you on YouTube, and you know, I felt like a celebrity, obviously. I said, you know, thanks so much, Craig. I really appreciate that, man. Also saw Kieran, Game Boys Are Awesome. I met him at the last one very briefly. He was selling, so I had looked what he had as well. And then I also saw Connor as well. So shout out to you, man, who I've bought gaming things off in the past, and he's kindly gifted me things in the past as well. So yeah, I met some awesome people. I met some cool people from the game groups as well. Michael Almond, I think Wes Harper, I think it is, and Chris Richardson, the guy who takes all the Hull CX manuals out of the games. But yeah, yeah, met a lot of cool people, and obviously Amanda as well, Lewis's missus. So massive shout out to Amanda as well. So yeah, on to the pickups, guys. Right, where do I start? I've got yeah, got a few piles of things actually. Massive shout out to Stu, Tooty UK, for helping me out with this one. So he was selling the game Deathtrap Dungeon on his stall. And basically, mine has already had the manual in, because I ended up buying it off like a gaming group, and then I realised it also has like actually another manual in it called The Bestiary. So this is the game. I actually already own this, didn't get this off Stu. So I owned this with the manual, but it also comes with one called The Bestiary, and you can see the difference. Obviously this is like a bit of a like a basic manual kind of thing, but the Bestiary, I think it has like all the creatures, stuff like that. You can see like diagrams. I think it's like to do with the weapons, like in more detail. So I really wanted it to make my copy like 100% complete. So yeah, basically Stu had this for sale, like just like that, without this manual, but with the Bestiary. He had it for sale for £4. I said, Stu, can I be a pain in the ass and buy the bestiary off you? He said, yeah, he just gives a couple of quid, you can have the lot. I was like, nah, I said, I just want this. You know, he insisted, but I said, nah, I'll give you a couple of quid, just this manual, and then obviously just sell that for, you know, discounted price and just make your money on it, do you know what I mean? So there's no need for me to have his copy of it. So yeah, massive thanks, Stu, for flogging me the bestiary to having this, along with the other manual. So my copy of Deathtrap Dungeon is actually 100% complete now, which I'm really happy about. I got this off like a game group ages ago on Facebook. But yeah, I didn't realise that about the bestiary. And obviously people don't always tell you. So yeah, I wasn't too happy about that when I first bought that. But yeah, I've been off that for months, so it's a massive help, thank you. Right, so the next couple I got together in the same purchase from the same store. So basically I saw Zombie Revenge on the Dreamcast. I've been wanting that for ages, I really have. That's it, it's a bit lighter, fold up here. So yeah, I think it's a bit of like an arcade, like survival horror kind of thing. I think it's a little bit arcadey because you can see, as you can see at the top, like you have like a bit of a time limit there. So I hate time limits, but I think I will enjoy this game. So Zombie Revenge is the latest survival horror experience, an arcade translation that's so faithful. It's scary. A top secret government plan to use undead soldiers has gone horribly wrong. Choosing 3 agents trained in both armed and unarmed combat and rid the streets of the zombie scum. Go it alone with a friend and a wealth of weapons at your disposal. The odds should be in your favour. You can't keep a good zombie down. It's time to put the dead to bed. The network games / internet browser function only available in the UK, France, Germany and Spain. So I mean, that would have been interesting to play that online. But yeah, I was after that actually at the last Doncaster Video Game Market. Saw it for 40 and obviously that's top end, that is, for this game. But it literally, yeah, it goes for like 40 on eBay. So I thought, you know, I'm just going to bite the bullet and get it because I really wanted it last time. And I think that was back in like March this year when I went to the last one. Really wanted it. So I thought, I'm just going to, like I say, I was selling bits, you know, of my own stuff on the stall. So I thought, I'm going to just bite the bullet and get that. Also saw, I've been wanting this for ages as well, on the NES, Donkey Kong Classics. So this was 15. So I said to them, will you do both of these two for 50? And he said yeah. So got a 5 and Octave, so that's not too bad. It's always good when you can just barter a bit off the price. So nice pickups there. Gotta love a good zombie game. Massive shout out and thank you to Kieran Game Boys Are Awesome. In front of his stall, he had like a little box of like just stuff for free, stuff that was no use to him whatsoever. He had quite a lot of PS1 demos, but these were the only ones that were complete or had the correct discs in them. And I do collect PS1 demos. I said, you know, could I grab these? He said, yeah, no problem. They're in the free box. They're no good to me. So massive thanks, Kieran. I really appreciate that, man. So yeah, these have got some good demos on. So there's a Net Your Rose game, Bouncer 2, Bloody Raw, Armoured Core, Cool Borders 2, and I believe that's Command and Conquer Red Alert, I think. So yeah, that is, which one's that? Official UK PlayStation magazine, that one. And then this one, as my boy, Sir Daniel Fortescue on the front. I almost forgot his name there. Yeah, from Medieval. So, playable demos, Medieval Abe's Exodus. Oh, Net Your Rose Haunted Maze. That is probably, it is up there with my favourite Net Your Rose games. So this is another official UK PlayStation magazine. That was a belting demo, that is. Some good stuff on there. And this is one from, yeah, that one's official UK PlayStation magazine as well. So, Dance game as the front cover. So, Dance Stage Party Edition. There's Judge Dredd, Incredible Crisis, Tenchu 2, Sled Storm, Mission Impossible. So, pretty good. I didn't realise till I watched Scott, Glory Hunter 82's video, that you could actually make your own levels in Tenchu 2. I picked this game up ages ago. I actually bought that off Kieran in a bundle months and months ago. But I only properly played the first Tenchu as a kid. That's the only one I owned. Never had Tenchu 2. So, yeah, I believe a demo that Scott picked up is where I think you could like play someone else's level or something like that had been created. So that was really interesting. I'll have to track down and find what demo that is. I don't know if I already have it or not. If I have, then I haven't noticed that feature anyway. But yeah, this is a demo of Tenchu 2 on here anyway. So yeah, massive thank you, Kieran, for these 3 demos. They'll go nicely in the collection. I think this one I'm about to show, I think it was my first purchase of the day. So this is a nice addition to my Grand Theft Auto collection. This is GTA 1 Limited Edition. And it says on it, includes audio CD free. And this is of the soundtrack. I didn't notice that. It has got a little bit of a dink there. You know how bloody fragile these cases are. These ones and Dreamcast got to be the bloody worst. Yeah. Still got distributed on behalf of Take-Two. It's still got that sticker on the back as well. So we have, it's all complete with both manuals of, you get one of, it's Liberty City, San Andreas, and then the Vice City one. And then on the back of that Vice City one, that's where you've got your poster. So these are included, obviously, the main game manual. And then, yeah, it says limited edition on that disc. And then this one is the soundtrack. So I'm buzzing for that. I won't mind sticking that in. I'll probably stick that in the Xbox later and have a listen to it. Because I love the soundtrack. Especially of the first GTA. That was actually the first GTA I ever played. It was at my uncle's and I was... yeah, I was pretty blown away by it, to be honest. I've never played anything like it. I was like, the hell's this? And why is it, like, top-down as well? Never played a top-down game before this. So, yeah, like I say, I've already got the standard edition, but, like I say, happy to have the limited edition of it. So now I just want the GTA Collector's Edition, and that's the one with GTA 1, 2, and I think London's in it as well. Yeah, I did see one of them. I think it was about 25 quid. So I think that's about the going rate. It's about top end, really. And so I said, he said, do you want to have a look at it? So I thought, I will, to be polite. I was thinking about it. And yeah, I opened it up and it had for the first GTA, it had the manual, but it was like platinum and all that. And I think, you know, one or two of the maps missing or whatever. I was like, oh, you know, as soon as I saw that, I was like, no, not for me. It's not complete. It's not right. So, yeah, obviously I had to pass on that. But hopefully another time I will see it. This one I purchased off Chris Richardson off his store. I also bought some other stuff. It's in another pile over there. But yeah, this was pretty early-ish on, I think. Got Cool Borders 2 for 4 quid. That is my favourite Cool Borders game. I've got Cool Borders 3 already. Don't think that much to it. So yeah, obviously this one was my favourite and the first one was good as well. So I've got this. Happy to have that. 4 quid, not bad at all. This game, I've been after it for ages, like months. I must have played it. I don't know if I had the original back in the day. It might have been, I'm sure it was like a PS1 demo of it. But yeah, I played it quite a bit back in the day. Got quite a few cracks on the case, but I'll swap it out at some point. So for a £5, got Micro Machines V3. I saw quite a few copies of this as well, but it was like the classics kind of version. So when I saw, you know, just the spine, I picked it up and it was the full, you know, the full thing. Front cover, I was like, yes, I found one. It actually got 94% PlayStation Plus magazine. The greatest multiplayer game for the PlayStation. 32 different vehicles. But yeah, I think it's honestly, it's just the environments and obviously the gameplay as well that just make this game. So there's a science lab, garden, school desk, beach, restaurant, breakfast table, pool table. So you can play up to 4 players on this, and it says 1 to 8 player. I assume 4 of them might be the computer, I guess. So yeah, nice and complete. So I was really buzzing to get that. So that's another one ticked off the list, and I can obviously relive a bit of nostalgia with that. Yeah, picked up a little bit of PS1 in this one, actually. So these two, you will have seen me purchase them, I think, in the footage. So bought these two together, got a little bit of discounts. The first one, again, case is cracked. You know, I've started picking them up anyway, because it, you know, I'll just swap them out at some points. It's pretty fairly easy enough. So I got Tekken 2, and this is the big fat case version, chunky but funky. It's obviously cracks on the front. There you go, you can see it there. I don't believe there is any on the back, actually. So I don't know if it came with the demo. I'll have to double check, because I've only just thought of that, to be honest. I can't remember if it did come with one. Yeah, it's all really nice. Obviously, apart from the front of the case. So that was £7. And then this one, I've got the first one. I've been looking for this one for ages. It's not like, you know, rare and sought after or whatever. But this was a £5. Like I say, I've got the first one. So this is the second one. The Suffering Ties That Bind. I haven't actually played it before, but I've watched one of my best friends play it, Alex, and I remember it was a good few years ago and he was getting proper pissed off at this certain part. I can't remember exactly what it was, but he was getting pretty frustrated with it, but I enjoyed watching it with him. Bit of a crease up the manual, but it's no biggie. So I was happy to get that. So like I say, I hadn't seen it on my travels, CX, car boots, whatever. I've not seen it on my travels. Like I say, it's not, you know, it's not like massively overly rare, but it's just one of them you don't see that much. So he had that for a £5, so I said to him, £5, £7. I said, will you do both for a tenner? And he said, yeah. So a couple of quid knocked off there. So always helps when you can just batter them down a little bit. Alright, I'll show you a cute little pickup. You would have seen this on the footage as well. I had to make a massive cut in this footage. You know, no bad vibes towards anyone or whatever, but I was interrupted by like a couple of people. Just total randomers. So basically, picked up this plush. I was looking at all these really nice, you know, Japanesey like Pokemon ones, and yeah, and this guy come up and he started talking to me for about 10 minutes about like Power Rangers. Honestly, I'm not even kidding. He started, you know, picking up these plushes, and something else was mixed in there, and it was not a Pokemon. He picked up, he's like, oh, that's not a Pokemon. And I just laughed, you know, to be polite. I was like, you know, and then I don't know. I don't know how he even got on from Pokemon to Power Rangers. He just started. I don't know if he even started talking about Pokemon, but I think he was saying like there's some Power Rangers plushes coming out, or about how they're changing the TV show, and like Power Rangers is something I watched briefly back in the day. It was not up there on my list of things I love or whatever, but you know, you just kind of go yeah, and you just agree with it and whatever, and you know, I'm always happy to have a chat with someone, but I had to cut out, like, I was trying to look through the plushes to see if there was any others I wanted, but, because there was a bit of a, you know, deal or something. I think it was £8 each, or 2 for 15, 3 for 20, or 5 for 30, but, obviously, this was a bit later on in the day, but there was none that were massively standing out. There was just the one I had in my hand, but I didn't get lots of footage of me, like, looking through them, because I was kind of looking through them as he was talking to me. But yeah, I had to kind of just cut it out because I thought it's going to be so boring for the people watching it. I mean, it kind of could have been funny because you guys would have laughed at me because I could not, like, escape the situation. You know what I mean? Them situations you can't escape. If it's not in a freaking survival horror game, when you're barricaded in a corner with zombies behind you, it's in the game market. You know, you just have to be polite. It's just the way I am. I don't tell people to piss off or whatever. Some people probably say it how it is. And so, you know, I'm not interested, let me shop. But I'm the type of person, I'm polite, and I just go along with it. So, yeah. So, like I say, shopping for this plush, lots of it was cut. So I do apologise, guys, that parts of me rummaging through after I got this plush was cut. The other person who also interrupted me, there was this woman, I think she was looking for one of the kids as well, looking for this particular plush. So it was a Mario / Pikachu. So it was Pikachu in a nice little Mario cap, grown a moustache and everything. He's gone up in the world. So yeah, obviously keeping the tag on it. I love just keeping the tags on. There's all Japanese writing on the back. So yeah, like I said, this was £8. Let me have a look at the date. I think it is. Yeah, it is 2000. I don't think it's a 6. Forgive me, guys, I'm getting old. I think it is 2018, I think. It says on it. Pokemon Centre. Yeah, so I was buzzing to get that. And, yeah, as I held this in my hand, and the guy had just cleared off, because by the end of the 10 minutes, he said to me, sorry, am I interrupting you? Well, he didn't actually even say sorry. He was like, am I interrupting this? Because he saw the GoPro. And I was like, no, it's fine, you know. And, yeah. And originally I was going to keep it in, but it would have been so boring for you guys to watch me just going, yeah, you know, whatever. So, yeah, I cut that out. And then this woman was looking for one of these for a kid. How bad do you think that made me feel? How bad, honestly? And, yeah, she was like, did you see enough of these on your travels? I said, I did see one a minute ago. I said, I've been talking to this guy. I got talking. I said, I did see one a minute ago. And, obviously, I really want this for myself. And, had a little look with her, could not find another one of these, but I did say to her, ask the guy, you know, if he's got any more, and he probably will have. And, yeah, when I passed there a little bit later, I did see 2 or 3 of these. So hopefully she did ask the guy and she did get hold of one for a kid. But I'm sorry, but I didn't give mine up for a kid. I'm a bad person, okay? But yeah, like I said, I would have been gone and out of there. But I got talking to a guy for 10 minutes about Power Rangers. So, yeah, it was one of them. Tell you who I also bumped into as well. She won't watch this because I'm a freaking peasant compared to her channel. I believe she's got about 29k subscribers, literally hitting the 30k mark. The Geb's 24. She's a great lass to watch. She's alright. So she's a massive retro video game collector. And also her partner Jess, who was there, she was like filming as well. So, yeah, I ran into Jess first. I said, hi, Jess. She was like, hi. She's American, so I was chatting to her about America and whatever. So I played footy in the States for a couple of years. And, yeah, then she said, have you met Jo? I said, I haven't, no. And she got her and, you know, we had a little conversation and whatever, just chatting about games and that. And so, yeah, lovely to meet her. And Jess as well. She's proper cool, proper chill. So, yeah. And about the next pickup, I also met another guy. I'm losing track of who I met. I met that many new people. This is why it was just such a wicked event socially. It really was. Not only for the pickups, socially as well. I met Mark Jowett, I think it is, who sells the Sega mags. So massive shout to you. Obviously he sells all the other mags, but I think he's called Sega mags because he's currently going for like I think he's got some full sets and whatever. He's currently going for a full Sega Saturn set with his mate. But yeah, top bloke. I've bought a load of retro gamer magazines from him before, because he's on obviously the Facebook gaming group. So bought from him before, and he recognised me, and yeah, so I said hello to him, and I said, have you got any like ones of Resident Evil on? Because you guys know I'm obsessed with Resi, and obviously I just love horror, survival horror stuff. So so yeah, he sorted me out with a few magazines, which I will show you. So this one was £2. Because apparently it's an unofficial one or something. This was Play magazine. So massive feature on Resi 2 there, which is my favourite game of all time. So yeah, there's a good few pages. I only just noticed the poster earlier when I was reading through it. The Spice Girls. I've got Spice World as well. I think I got it for about £1.50 in our old Granger games. So yeah, there's quite a few good pages of Resi 2 on there. Really good cover of that. Really nice review and stuff. So I'll buzz in for that. I've read through a little bit of it, but obviously there's quite a few pages. So yeah, nice cover on Resi 2. I'll show you these in a minute. He also had, yeah, I think these ones I'm about to show you were all £7. So that one just showing was £2. And then he dug out some more with Resi on the front. So this one's obviously, it's a Dreamcast one, Resident Evil Code Veronica. You've got Claire Redfield on the front, so that is a first review. There is a first review of Resi 2 in there, and then obviously exclusive shots from the follow-up, Code Veronica. So really nice screens from Code Veronica there. And really nice cover of Resi 2. Yes. I freaking love just reading about it. I've not read about it enough, I haven't. You might think, why would you want to keep reading and reading about your favourite game? But I do, it just never gets old. He also had some computer and video games magazines. So I think this covered the Resi 1 remake. And then, yeah, that one's the same as well. Resi Evil on the GameCube. And then, yeah, this is the unofficial Nintendo GameCube magazine, just called Cube. And that has got a feature of Resi 0 in. So I'm looking forward to reading through all them. And then also, while we're on the topic of Resident Evil, I'll show you these. So I got these from Lewis. He had his own store, Wishwash 182. So he did me a nice sweet deal on these. Got these both for £15. So Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, the official strategy guide. I don't have this one. So, not that I need it. I don't even need any of these strategy guides, but I just love having them and love reading through them again. Only problem is, he did have a rip in the back of it. I think he used to like own this, but he like upgraded it because he found an unripped one. And he's like, yeah, that's why, you know, I'm letting this go. Upgraded it, and the rip put me off. So, I mean, at first I was really umming and ahhing, but I was like, you know, he's doing me like a decent deal for both. So I thought, yeah, I'll take it anyway. Don't mind, because I could always you know, never know. I might end up upgrading it in the future. And the other one is Resident Evil Survivor. This is a really bad Resi. The story is just so weak and all that, but still, like you say, I was talking to Lewis about this. It's like, why would you even need a guide? Like, you really don't need this to know where to go or anything, because it's literally a bit of an on-rail shooter or whatever, because it just literally takes you, you know, places. It takes you around, so you really won't get lost, to be honest. I'm sure it just guides you around. So still picked up anyway, because I'm a Resi collector. So yeah, both them 15. Massive shout out, Lewis. Thanks very much for them, man. Really appreciate it. What else did I get? So, got these both for 20 quid off a really reasonable store, which had loads of Sega Master System stuff. I can't remember what there was called. I'm sure there was called something like Sega Collect or Sega Collects on Instagram. Let me have a look for it. And it is Sega Collect indeed. If it will focus in at all. I don't think it's having it. Don't think it's having it with my phone. There we go. You can just about see. It says Sega Collect. So give them a follow on Instagram if you're into your Sega bits. So that's basically... I know it's not the best picture and whatever. That's basically what the store looked like. Proper nice stuff there. Oh, a little bit of Mega Drive actually. And other stuff. So, yeah, you had some really nice bits on there. I thought, you know what? Obviously a lot of titles came out on both the Master System and the Mega Drive, but I like to get them on the Mega Drive and then just get like the Master System kind of exclusives and whatever. I mean, these ones I'm about to show you did come out on the Mega Drive, but I want them on Master System as well. So I ended up getting both of these for 20. So I got, there we go, it's better if I show you this way. Ghouls and Ghosts. Absolute classic this. It's a hard game though. It is a hard game. Nice and complete. I checked both manuals. Stickers just about surviving, like my bank account. Just about getting by. And then we have Golden Axe as well. Again, both Mega Drive titles also, but I thought I'll grab these for the Master System as well. I do like the artwork as well. Obviously the Mega Drive artwork absolutely batters this easily, but like I say, it's cool to have anyway, just to grow the Master System collection a little bit more. Yeah, some of these pickups are actually quite unexpected, because I did go in there with a mindset like, I'm going to get like loads more Sega Saturn games for my collection, because I think that's like a really underrated system and there's some real like hidden gems on there. And obviously I wanted to get some big hitters as well at some point. I didn't know whether I might treat myself to one, but I actually only got like one Sega Saturn game, and that's the one that Craig gifted to me, so massive thank you, man. He had this up just for £1 on his stall. So this is Daytona USA. I've already got this, but I've got the I think it's the Championship Circuit edition, so obviously I just wanted the regular edition as well. So it's really nice and complete with manual. A little bit of like sticker residue on there, for sale at £25 at some point. It says on there, so yeah, can't quite scrape it off, so I'm going to have to just nick that off with the label remover. So massive thank you for that, Craig, really appreciate it. So it's a nice little addition. But yeah, like I say, I ended up getting, it's literally mostly horror, pretty much. There's so much. Right, so I've got some really nice OG Xbox titles. This is why Scott was so important. Like, you know, the chats I had with Scott, like, as we was walking around and everything, obviously he was pointing me out to, you know, where looked decent for some OG Xbox games. So, massive thanks for helping us out, man. So, with this one, he helped me out with this one. I mentioned to him I was after Crazy Taxi 3. So I ended up getting this, and I went to that store where he said there was one with a manual for £10, one without a manual for £5. And they're both, like I say, varied in condition. So I kind of swapped, like, just little bits about, and then made, like, a decent copy. And then I ended up, obviously, I paid £10 for one with the manual. And I do believe that there is one, a High Rollers edition or something like that. I'm sure I've seen it as well, and Scott said that's the more desirable one or something. Neither were the High Rollers edition. And I couldn't really find one on eBay either, because I eBayed it. But no, I remember seeing one at some point there. But like I said, I've just got this you know, original or non-high rollers edition one for the moment. So really weird how this is a 15 plus. I don't know why. Well, actually, I don't know if they're are they like some explosions in the back or something? I don't think the others are like such, you know, like I can't think of the word, like over the top age ratings. Or it might even be the soundtrack or something. I'm not too sure why. Scott might know why if you're watching this, man. So obviously it's just a little an old that's a game pre-owned sticker. It should easily peel off anyway, and like I said, the disc is really nice as well. And yeah, I looked through the manual, no writing or anything. I had a few problems like when I was looking around and I'd see games that I'd like. You can see one of them in the footage that I had to take a miss on. That was Bank Panic on the Sega Master System, because that had writing in the manual. So yeah, I was really cautious as usual and flicking through manuals, and there was quite a few with writing in. There was another few games that happened with as well. So yeah, nice copy of Crazy Taxi 3 for a tenner. I think the OG Xbox is really underrated as well, I really do, because of the exclusive titles. And we were saying about this, me and Scott, it's really weird because it can kind of confuse you when you're looking, like me, in that era, when the PS2 came out. That was literally my console. That was the one I got. It was what I was collecting everything for. I missed out on the OG Xbox and I missed out on the GameCube. So obviously I missed out on them exclusive titles. And so it's awesome to pick them up now and obviously play them that I missed out on. So yeah, so for someone like me who wants to collect them exclusive titles, I'm looking at the original Xbox ones, and obviously it does not say only on Xbox, but technically, why not put the exclusive banner on it? Because ones like these and things like Elder Scrolls 3, Morrowind, stuff like that, there was also released on PC as well. Me and Scott also saw Obi-Wan as well. And I believe that is an original Xbox exclusive, which it is, but it was also released on PC. Therefore, it does not qualify to have the only on Xbox banner. So it makes it a little bit harder to identify which exclusive you should be looking for. So yeah, but yeah, I remembered that this was only out for the Xbox anyway, apart from PC. I'm not a PC gamer whatsoever, unless it's like The Sims or something like that. So yeah, I'm buzzing to get that. So I'll see how that compares to the first and second. It'll be an interesting, little play that. So another one, another OG Xbox title based on an original classic game. So this is Contra Live and Reloaded. Just need to get the label remover on that because that was a bit stubborn, that sticker, and it actually has the exclusive banner on it because it did only come out on the Xbox. No PC, no nothing else. So I believe I got this for, I'm sure I got this for about 15, because I think it was £18 on a stall. And I said, what's your best price on it? Because sometimes I'm in that cheeky mood, do you know what I mean? I'm in the bartering mood, literally 99.9 cents at the time. And yeah, he said best can do is 15, so I was alright with that was fine. I'm sure I saw this on another stall for like... It must have been about the same price, but it had like writing in the manual. I'm sure it was that. No, actually, it didn't. It had what did it have? As I mentioned to Scott on the footage, you will see this on the footage. So I looked at the disc, and then if you see a scratch that you think, oh, is that a bit too deep, kind of thing. If you just kind of roll your fingernail along, and if it just digs in a little bit, that is a bit more than a surface scratch. So it could not like impact the game if it's going to crash or anything like that. So I thought I don't want to take a chance on that. So I think that was around the 20-ish mark. But like I said, I got this one for 15. It's all looking really nice. I actually purchased this from CEX, this game, months and months ago with some credit. It must have been about 14 quid, something like that, 15. Somewhere around that mark it was. And yeah, it actually had some water damage. It had like a bit of a stain there and on the other side as well. And it just kept crashing, so I had to return it, unfortunately. So it's nice to actually have it. So no writing in that. We was also ranting as well, saying, why would people write in the manuals? Like, I never did that. Did any of you guys even do that? And like Scott said, if you're going to write down cheats and stuff, don't graffiti the manual, just put them on a bit of paper. But yeah, and it's crazy how, like, all the games that I grew up with, none of them missed the manual. Like, why would I want to take the manual out and discard it, or just take it out and leave it out? If I took it out to have a look at it, I'd at least put it back. Yeah, I never lost manuals back in the day. No, I treat my games with respect. So, these were a couple of, you know what, I actually, that Micro Machines V3, let me show you. This was a £5. I've only just realised it was a £5, but I actually got it in a bundle. So I actually got, well, along with this, 2 more horror games. Got Obscure and Resident Evil Survivor 2. I don't think that's meant to be that good, but like I say, it's one of them, similar to obviously the first Resident Evil Survivor, it's one of them point and shoot ones. So I still need to get a G-Con 2 controller, yeah, and probably work with some other ones as well. So all nice and complete. Like I said, I don't know if it's that good, but it's obviously Code Veronica, and I really enjoyed that Resi game. It was good. I don't think it's quite on par with the first 3, because I'm a proper old school Resi fan. I like the first 3 on the PlayStation 1, Dreamcast, N64, like PS. Like the Resi 2 was released for it. And Resi 1 on the Sega Saturn, whatever. So I like owning all those. Love playing those first 3. So I've never even noticed Claire Redfield in the eyes. Can you see a reflection in the eyes there? Never even noticed that. So I think that was 20, this was 20, and then this was 5, so it should have been 45, but he let me have all these for 35, so I didn't think that was too bad at all. So yeah, I did actually get a bit off that. Obscure. These games look proper good. I discovered these like through watching YouTube horror videos and whatever. So I'll just give you a quick lowdown on what happens in this one. Featuring Sum 41 on the soundtrack. I would love to know which song it is. I need to find out and I'll let you guys know. You don't learn for school, you learn for survival. Survival horror hits the high school, the first action adventure in the style of American teen slasher movies. Tortured screams echo through the high school's deserted corridors. Faceless creatures lurk in the shadows. 5 teenagers set out to bring light into the darkness and experience a night that will scar their souls forever. So I think I actually bought the second one with this, so I'll show you. This was 25. Like I say, I know these are pricey titles, but they are pretty, not rare-ish, but just more unusual to see. I've got quite a lot of like £20 to £30 games that I picked up. So this is the second one. So this obviously follows on. 2 years ago, a group of young teenagers were trapped inside the school, haunted by creatures unleashed by their maniac headmaster. Some of them survived that terrible night, while others perished. So obviously in this one, I think this is obviously where the head teacher releases like all the creatures and everything. They have to survive the night, or I think it's like just one night or something like that. But yeah, and it's saying, but all is not right on Fall Creek University. Strange flowers suddenly appear everywhere on the campus, containing a dangerous substance that induces strange but vivid dreams. So I think this is going to be like all trippy and hallucinating, I think. A handful of students find out that there is more to the flowers than anyone could have expected. When the seeds finally germinate, a bad trip suddenly turns into a horrifying reality. So yeah, by the sounds of it, you know, shit hits the fan in that, and then shit hits the fan again. It just carries on. So yeah, buzzing to have these two. And it actually goes from a 12 plus to a 16 plus, so that might be a bit scarier maybe. I'm surprised that is a 12 plus really, but yeah, I'm happy having both of them. They've been on my list of games to get for ages, horror games. I'm happy to have Resident Evil Survivor 2. I've got the first Resi Survivor on PS1. Like I said, I don't know if they're that good. I also need, I've got Resident Evil Outbreak. I think that's File 1 or something like that. I need File 2, and yeah, I wasn't actually looking out for it at the market, and I saw that Scott picked it up, and that reminded me, you know, to look out for it sometime soon. And he also mentioned on Resi Outbreak File 2 what he picked up. There's like a zoo in it, and I YouTubed it as well, and there's all like zombie, like T-Rexes, zombie lions and stuff like that in like a zoo part of the game, so I thought it looks really cool. Like I say, the Outbreak Files don't have the best reputation in the Resi series, but that is on my list of things to get, because I already have the Outbreak one. So, I have one more horror game, and then I've got a really nice pickup to show you. I got that off Lewis. So this one, I'm sure I got it for about, might have been about 25-ish. I can't remember now. I'm sure it was up for 28, and I said, what's your best price? And they said 25, I think. Anyway, I've been after it for ages. I actually saw it in Hull CX. It's an OG original Xbox game. And when I saw it in Hull CX months ago, that was 28 quid then, and I had the credit. Took to the desk and it had no manual, so I obviously had to give it a miss. But this one is lovely and complete. It is Call of Cthulhu. Again, does not have the Xbox banner because it was also on PC, but it is obviously a console exclusive to the original Xbox. You know, I bloody love the OG Xbox spines as well. It just makes the PlayStation ones look so bland and boring, doesn't it? And there's only certain GameCube games as well that have obviously coloured spines and stuff. So yeah, it took me a little while to find that as well. I wanted to try find that before the end of the day. I picked this up right near the end because I was panicking a bit because I was like, am I going to find a decent copy? Because I saw one and it had some graffiti in it. I think it was about 28-ish or something like that on this other stall. And yeah, it had graffiti in it. I don't know if it was it around the back page or something? It was somewhere. It was on this notes page. That's what you got to look out for, mainly. You've got to look out for them notes pages. I mean, there's me moaning, why are people writing on them, whatever. But like I said, that's what we're actually there for. That's why they actually gave them notes pages in this. You know, which is handy. But like you say, as a collector, even, you know, when people are like, why must it have the manual for you to get it? Like, what's wrong with that? There's everything wrong with that. Even as 2K Games registration card there. It's always a bonus when they have little extras as well with them. But no, as a collector, you obviously want to pick up a game as if you've just picked it up from the shop, kind of thing. Like, you want everything there, don't you, when you're a collector? So that's why manuals, you know, in my opinion, and to me, they're a big deal. So, yeah, manuals are everything. So I was buzzing to get that, and Scott recommended it as well. He said it's a brilliant horror game, so yeah, I've been after it for ages. So it's really nice to pick up loads of titles I've been after for ages, and I've been after this for a long time as well. Saw it on Lewis's stall, and he gave me this for 30 quid. So I was really happy with that. Thanks very much, Lewis. It is, for the Dreamcast, House of the Dead 2 with the gun. It's even got the original sticker, $59.99 back in the day. Please take your selection to the cash desk. I don't know, I'm kind of in two minds whether to remove it or not. There's obviously, you can see like there's the Sega logo behind it that it's covering. But I don't know. Box is in really nice condition. That is lovely, that is. Really nice, I love the artwork. Such nice condition. So obviously it's House of the Dead 2, the game, and it comes with the gun. So I will show you guys. I can't remember which side's the best to open it, to be honest. I'll open it from this one, we'll see what happens. So bad at unboxing. Yeah. So it's got like all the inserts. It has the Dreamcast gun. It says Dreamcast on the side as well. So it's got that. It has the inserts. And I believe is the game just down the side. I'll just dig that out. So yeah, obviously I've wanted this game for ages, but I wanted to get obviously the big box like gun edition. So I believe I can still play it with the controller, I'm sure. I haven't even tried it, but I'm sure anyway, because you can with other Saturn shooter games and stuff. I do with mine. So it's all really nice. So it's a great price for 30 quid. So a massive thank you to Lewis for that. Really appreciated, man. So guys, that is the end of the pickups video. I hope you've enjoyed everything I've managed to grab. I've got like so much awesome stuff. Games, titles I've been after for ages. Like I say, it's turned into a little bit of a horror / survival horror pickup. There's a lot of horror titles in here. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed everything. It was an absolute wicked day. And honestly, I just want to say to all of you, thanks so much for watching, like the footage and this pickups video. Thank you for being interested in the channel. It's really weird because honestly, when I even started YouTube, I never saw myself having like any friends or anything. I thought like, you know, oh, I may have friends one day, you know, like you know, YouTube friends, whatever, and like I say, bump into guys from the Facebook gaming groups, and like I say, other fellow YouTubers, and you know, some of them done me great deals and stuff, so I massively appreciate it, and honestly, it's generally a blessing to be part of this community. It really is. I've had a wicked day, and just really enjoyed it, so I cannot wait for the next one. So take it easy, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I'll see you very soon in another gaming pickups video. See you in a bit, guys.